as somebody who's followed the company for quite a while, were you at all surprised about the Model S and Model X, essentially, in the words of Craig Trudell, being put out to pasture?
Ouch.
No, not at all. I think that was pretty much expected, right? I mean, this company is moving more towards autonomy. It's more of an AI investment, right? Robotaxi, humanoids, right? The car business is in the past, really. We've known about this for a while. Now maybe it's the final nail in the coffin, so to speak.
So wait, you just said the car business is... Wait, repeat what you said about the car business, because I think people still, even though they don't value the company as a car company, but it's still thought of by many people as a car company. The car business is what at Tesla?
Yeah, in terms of valuation, right? It's a $1.4 trillion market cap, right? The most all of new car sales could ever be is something like $2.7 trillion. They sell 2% of all the cars in the world, right? So mathematically, it's not a car company, right? How do you get to $1.4 trillion of value?
Then what is it?
Clearly, it's an autonomy company, right? It's humanoids. It's robotaxi, right? It's not a private car that you and I buy and drive around. That you'll never get to $1.4 trillion of value.
That's because those business segments are already contributing so much to the top line.
She's being sarcastic, Tom. She's being sarcastic.
I'm looking at the FA page on the Bloomberg. Where they make money right now. Automotive, $86 billion in revenue expected in the 2026 year, and then energy generation and storage. That's almost it's a little bit more than $17 billion. So that's where they make it. I get what everybody's saying, and I feel like Tesla's always been like, well, wait, not what we're doing, but what we're going to be doing. But how long do we have to wait to have it grow into that valuation that is much more like a tech company?
Yeah, you have a long way to get there, absolutely. But I think the way to look at this is not the bottom up, right? How many cars they're selling each quarter, et cetera. But you look top down. What is the market value of robotaxis? It is enormous, right? Mm-hmm. It's a much more economical and it's a much more efficient mode of transportation. And it's going to generate a lot more revenues. Look how much you spend on Ubers relative to what you are willing to spend on owning a private car. And then the humanoid space, which I don't know if that's the right word, humanoid. I think it's better to look at robotics.
Okay.
So many industries are being upended by this. The TAMs for both of these are in the multiple trillions of value. All Tesla needs to do is capture small percentages of this to get to its market capitalization that it has today. So I get it. This is far in the future. But I mean, you could say the same thing about a lot of companies, right? Netflix, when it was renting DVDs, right? It's not doing that anymore. It's doing something totally different. Amazon, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I think that's a really good.
People are looking at it.
I think that's a good corollary. And at a certain point, Netflix stopped sending DVDs by mail. It wasn't that long ago. But before they did that, they made it very difficult to actually, sort of subscribe to that. They wanted to really push people to the digital video on demand, which is obviously the right direction. If you were to do that for Tesla, though, then why even bother selling cars to consumers right now? Why not just focus on creating these fleets of robotaxis and work on autonomy, work on robotics, and really go all in there?
Yeah, I think you can't really have one without the other, right? Remember FSD, the software that powers the robotaxi, especially unsupervised, it comes from all the millions of miles and data collected from the cars that have FSD or have autopilot, et cetera. So it's a flywheel. You need to have the data to build upon that. And then once you have the robotaxis, there is a theory that could then go backwards and make people buy more cars. And the subscription for FSD on private cars could be another profit center. So while I do agree that in the year 2050, I don't know if selling boxes with wheels is going to be the meaningful driver of value for Tesla. I don't think it will. I think in the evolution of the company, you need this to build the next generations and to get to these autonomy innovations that they're trying to achieve.
All right, so when does Tesla grow into this valuation? When does the reality grow into, match up with the valuation? I'm looking at a PE. This is just one metric, 345, so 345 times current earnings. almost 200 times future earnings. So how long you said it's going to take a long time. How long?
So my valuation, right, I have FSD, I look at it at 2035. Robotaxi, I look at it at 2040. Right, humanoids, I look at it at 2050 basis, and then I discount those back, right? So you may have to wait a long time to actually see the earnings where it results in a multiple that's a market multiple, right? But you could say that about a lot of companies, right? I think the way to look at it is, what do you think about these end markets and these, robotaxis, the market, and humanoids as a market? And what penetration do you think these guys could achieve?
Yeah.
Is that captured in where the stock is now? That, I think, is the way to think about it.